Rule number 10, dead at midnight. You know, and Og talks about in this rule, I think one of the most important parts about it is doing all these things. Treating people with the kindness and the care and the understanding and love with no thought of any reward. We're not doing this to get something back. We're not doing this to make money, although that could be a byproduct of treating people this way. We're not doing it to get kindness in return, although that could be a byproduct from it. But to do it with that thought in mind is just manipulation. It's not what we're talking about here. You know, it's not, you know, the client that walks into your dealership, you know, they're ready to do battle sometimes. You know, they've got preconceived notions about an automobile salesman, about a car dealership, about the way the whole transaction, the process is handled. And they come in pretty tense sometimes. Well, I got it, you know, I'll pull out my dead at midnight pitch. Right? That's not what this is about at all. It's just not. You know, several years ago I was out in Las Vegas doing some training of new trainers. And I think there was 4 trainers at this particular training session that I was doing. And we were staying at the casino hotel, and right at the bank, there was a bank of elevators and a gift shop right next to the elevators. And right in that corner was a shoe shine. This guy had his stand was there, and he had 2 chairs. And I love getting my shoe shined at a shoe shine. You know, when I'm in an airport or whatever, man, there's nothing like a shine from a good shoe shine. Those shoes stay nice forever. So I thought, what the heck? We were on a break, or we were on lunch, and so I jumped in this guy's chair, and there was another guy there, and he's a typical guy reading a newspaper, and the guy's shining his shoes. And he was done, and the guy didn't even look at him, just, you know, flips him a couple bucks and walks away. And the guy says hello to me, and, you know, how am I doing, and this kind of thing. And I said, I'm fine. And he said, you know, what are you doing here at the casino? How you doing? How's your luck? And I said, well, you know, it's pretty good, you know, this and that. But I'm really here mostly on business. You know, I'm training some trainers and this and that. And we started having a conversation. And this conversation went on, and it went on, and went on. And by the end of this conversation, first of all, this guy was an artist. He was an amazing shoe shine. I mean, my shoes were unbelievable. He made relatively inexpensive shoes look like a $500 pair of shoes. So we had a real conversation. And I'm pretty sure that he probably spent twice the amount of time on my shoes that he did on anybody else's shoes that day. So we had a real conversation. We connected. So I thanked him, and I gave him a very large tip, way more than the cost of the shine cost. I liked him, and he was an artist at what he did. And I went up to the training room and talked to the people that I was training him. And I was just in the part of training the new AutoMax trainers about Ogmandino's rule. And I told them about what had just taken place with this shoe shine down below, and how him and I had connected, and how probably no one had even paid any attention to this guy all day long. And he just, his whole demeanor changed, his smile, and the way he stood, and he was just smacking that cloth and just going at it and having a good old time. And we laughed and so forth, and I related that story to the trainers. Well, I trained new trainers for 8 days. 4 trainers plus myself. And one of them was a woman. That has something to do with the story. By the end of the week, by the end of that 8 days, Sam had shined over 30 pair of shoes between the 5 of us. And I don't know how much money that actually consisted of, but it was a bunch. But every time one of my trainers went down there, they had that same long conversation with Sam. And we weren't looking for any reward out of it. It was just trying to practice what we were talking about. The same things that we try to take to the students that we train, and that we strongly urge you to take to your clients, whether they're external clients, the customers walking into your dealership to buy your products or services, or your internal clients, the people that you work with. No thought of any reward. You're not going to get a bonus for it. No one's probably even going to pat you on the back for it. It's just a better way to live.